Oop. Hi. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, it doesn't do it. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm gonna have to hold
on. Next week, I'm gonna learn how to do the intro.
It's easy, but like I said, the choppiness of the videos, it just like stopped at like it said 20 seconds and it just stopped. And I was like, all right, it'll like, and it never jumped back to 10. But anyway, yes, Lawrence, you are about to be fully exposed
to professional
wrestling. I like that. Yes. So ignore my inability to, for some reason, figure out how to do the 4 exposure intro, which isn't hard, and I know how to do it. I promise. I am a professional, just like this gentleman right here, who's extra tired today. He's a professional.
I'm a little sleepy today. A little sleepy.
Today's not going to be about Pluggo. Pluggo's life this week has been pretty basic, nothing exciting, which is fine. But I'm sure I could come up with some stories, but it's not about me today. You are not in your normal location. You are in the boss's house, so I have to know which way does Spencer do the toilet paper? Does he do the toilet paper over the flap or under the flap? Which one is he?
I hear a check roll.
Yeah, you're in the boss's lair right now. I need
to check.
Yeah, I need the 411 on this. Oh, he's gonna go check. While he goes and checks which way Spencer Love puts his toilet paper on the toilet paper roll. This is 4 exposure. I am Pluggo. That is Blair. Last night we had an amazing LPW 19 Speedball Strikes First event. This stud was on that card. TJ Cannon says under. If he's just guessing, I don't know. We're about to be fully confirmed. Lawrence says to steal stuff. What's the verdict?
Okay, so it goes behind. It doesn't go over.
Okay, behind. I'm okay with that. I'll let that slide. I do the behind as well. I don't know. Mrs. Pluggo will tell me otherwise if she hears this, but I think it's behind.
TJ, how do you remember that? How?
TJ, I thought he was just guessing. He goes under.
Also, I'm sorry that I missed you this morning. I was KO'd, but it was great to see you and spend time with you.
You were Kevin. TJ Cannon, you got he was at the show last night. You were at while you were checking out things. I might ask you to go check other things in Spencer's house that I just want to know about. Like, does he have like a secret room where he says you're not allowed to go in there?
No.
He doesn't have one of those he's like stay out of this locked room, like one of those creepy rooms. Does he have one of those?
Nothing like that.
Okay. No. He's pretty it's pretty big. Okay. I need to get off of what's in Spencer's house. Like that's just I don't know why. Anyway, thank you for exposure.
All right.
Answering the important questions. How does Spencer do the paper?
Hey, why not? What else? We'll find out more stuff today.
Alex Rain. Good morning. I don't know why I said Allie. I am on one to. I may not be as tired as you today, but I am tired. Bryce in the house. Basically, what I was getting at is you are in Spencer Love's home because you made the trip out to LPW 19, which happened last night and ended early this morning for those on the East Coast. Like that thing went till about 12:30. So it was, dare I say, one of the best events we've ever had.
100%.
And I'm not using that lightly. I know that we say it every month that the card keeps getting better and better, but this show, just from top to bottom, in my opinion, was one of the best wrestling shows I've seen all year. You were there. You were live. You were in the flesh. Tell me about all of it. Like, I just want to know all of it. Like, you got to tell me, like, what does TJ Cannon smell like in real life?
He smells very nice. He's such a friendly guy. Like, he's just the best.
I know Boris wasn't saying very nice things about him on air, saying
You know
how
what?
mean but he seems like a nice guy.
I will say he's a very thoughtful guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So TJ Cannon is top notch in my books. I'll say it right now.
Right on. I love it. So
okay, so that's us on For Exposure. You guys have a great day. That's the show.
Yeah, that's the show. It's great. TJ Cannon smells good. Spencer's toilet paper is an under. It's amazing.
Sorry, TJ. Exposing the biz.
Supposed to be. So just as like, okay, so I know you flew in for the clandestine show that happened on Thursday as well. So you got the full experience.
Yes.
So maybe for those that haven't gone or haven't had a chance to go, like, what's that? Let's go story time with Blair Pacheco, baby.
Okay. So the Thursday night clandestine show, we made it in town. We got there just as the speedball seminar was setting up. So, got to watch that and, just chat with a few people. And then the clandestine show, it's a lot of fun. It's a different vibe than the LPW, the straight up shows. This one is a little bit more laid back. You can tell everyone's having a little bit more fun. It's more looser, which is a nice kind of vibe for everything, So it's just a chance for people to go out there. I don't want to say enjoy themselves, but it's a little different. They can be a little bit lower key, just more relaxed, try out some new stuff, have a little bit of fun. So the fans had a very enjoyable show. The main event was Jack Pride and Mars facing off against Zoe Sagner and Thickness. So
nice.
Yeah, we will not do any spoilers because you can find all that content, all those matches, all of those incredible little
where can they find it?
Incredible little moments of fisticuffs. You can find that up on the Love Wrestling Patreon.
That's right.
So
that is patreon.com/lovewrestlingca. If you have a few extra dollars and you want to support some amazing people, including ourselves, consider subscribing. Once we get to a certain subscriber count, I think we're a few away. We've got some announcements.
Yeah, so go
cheap,
up there.
Cheap plug. Yeah, that's right, Dustin.
Square up and go watch some great wrestling matches.
We're getting so good at the cheap plugs, Dustin. I noticed yesterday that one of mine made the intermission reel.
There was a lot of Blair on that intermission, and I was like, okay, maybe we have to cut back a little.
No, you're famous. I kept saying so. I was like, there's a lot of Mrs. Pluggo had just got off of work right around intermission, and she was there, and she was like, you're on this a lot. And I said, it's because that's what I do.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I was like, what? That's right, honey. I'm famous. In my mind, this is wrestling math. This is wrestling math for me. In my mind, I was on an intermission reel that Speedball Mike Bailey was on a show wrestling. So ipso facto, I was on a show that Speedball wrestled on, so I could put that on the resume.
Yeah.
I worked a show with Speedball. What can I say?
Yeah. That's what
that's because you're my lawyer, Lawrence. You're the best. You're For Exposure's lawyer as well. Okay, so the clandestine night on Thursday, that show up on the Patreon soon. I don't know how quick Spencer gets those up, but I know relatively quick. So stay tuned for those.
He works relentlessly on editing matches. Like, you all have no idea. So
that's what I was also gonna ask. Like, how, because I'm really curious, and I guess I could have just sat down Spencer and did this, but I didn't think about it until I realized that my best friend's gonna be at the show. How much is he zipping around on this Thursday? Because you probably got there pretty early, got to see some of the behind the scenes stuff. Or Friday, I should say. He's got to be zipping around like crazy.
He is like a worker bee. He is all over the place.
Yeah.
You know how there's those cartoons where someone will be standing there and then a flash goes by and it's like,
yeah, that's Spencer.
That's yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Always on the go.
Never.
But always stops to say hello. So there's that. You always want, hey, how's it going?
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, yes. Yes. Also, I got to do commentary on one of the matches.
That's right.
So I got to join the incredible Boris.
How did that come to be? Did they just like, hey, Blair, get over here?
So there was an incident. No, just kidding.
Oh,
They just asked her like, hey, you want to do commentary for a match? I'm like, hell yeah.
I won a commentary on a pole match. I had to throw down to get it. 20 person battle royal.
There was a brawl and like the chair was open, so I was like, I gotta go help out. So I just crawled over the mess that was going on there and joined up.
It'd have been funny if like you just like with a drink, just like Boris, I'm doing this, and like sat down and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Boris
what
is
you
the
do
best.
about it, Boris.
Boris is the best, by the way.
Is.
Him and Veda killed it last night.
Yep. They did a great job. So you were asking about Spencer at the show. Yeah, he's busy doing stuff, but it's always the same Spencer, very happy, very Spencer, just a great guy, and it doesn't change afterwards.
He had to drink 1 liter JR's barbecue sauce.
I did, and the thing is, I took 2 like cans of the barbecue sauce. It comes in those big industrial cans, and I crashed them together and I was drinking them like that.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I was like a giant barbecue chicken wing. I just reeked.
And everybody's like, "Oh, there's Blair, the barbecue smelling guy. What kind of guys are Spencer hiring over there?"
There he is again. There he is again. At least he doesn't smell like cheese. I'm not talking shit about Spencer at his home. Come on, Lawrence. God damn it.
Is it weird being at the boss's house?
It's a little weird, like doing this show in his like studio. Yeah,
because that's where he does it.
There was nowhere else to do it, and he said I could use it. So I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay.
I went downstairs. There was like one plug-in, and it's way off, like near the furnace. I'm like, this is not optimal. So
you should go on location and go wake him up.
No.
For exposure exclusive, you just barge in. You're like, tell me about the show last night, Spencer. And he's like, dude.
If anything, I'll go wake Zach up. Less heat.
I don't know. I think you'd get more heat from Zach if you woke Zach up than you did Spencer.
I'd rather take Zach's heat than Spencer's.
I think Spencer would probably laugh it off. Zach might stab you. Those aliens like their sleep, brother.
Oh shit. Yeah. So
anyway, enough about Spencer's house. We could talk about that more later. That's just wild. I don't know why that's so intriguing to me that you're in Spencer's house and the possibilities are endless right now.
Yeah, they really are.
They really are. Anyway,
I could go snuggle Mars the Specialist right now if I want.
Oh my god, why won't you do that for the stream?
Set up the camera and go in behind him and just start spooning him.
Oh my god, that would be great content. What are you doing right now? Go get that done.
No. Personal space.
Basically, I'm just sealing my fate that if I ever make it up to an LPW show, I won't be able to say it's Spencer's house.
Yeah, not a chance. He's going to go back and watch this. He's going to be like, so Pluggo is going to want to snoop through the house. He's going to want to wake other guests up.
Not other guests. You don't want to wake up Mars. You just want to sneak in there ever so gently. And I wouldn't want only Spencer. Just wake up Spencer.
Yeah, the Mars snuggling will be a Patreon.
That's what I'm saying. I'm here just trying to make money for the Patreon. We put that on Patreon. Your entire trip next time will just be how many people you could snuggle.
Snuggle Mars, tickle his belly button a little bit. Who knows? Who knows?
Mars would embrace the snuggle. TJ is giving you the saying, listen, this would be amazing. But anyway, I wouldn't snoop. Through somebody's house.
Yeah, right.
I would not.
You'd be like Al Borland in Tool Time, just peering over the fence, looking around.
That's not Al Borland. That's
Oh, that's Wilson.
Hey,
Wilson.
that's Wilson. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, Al. No, I wouldn't. I'd just be like, I'm pretty lame.
No, you're not.
I'm
not.
pretty lame. You should ask
You're
Mrs. Pluggo.
No.
I sit around all day. I don't do nothing.
Yo, Mrs.
And
Mrs. F and P. What's going on?
Mrs. F and P. She's the best.
Oh,
Anyway.
and hold on. I got to give huge props to got to meet Ophelia.
Can't confirm what? Oh, Mrs. Pluggo actually walked by. And she said, "Yeah, I can confirm I'm awesome." I said, "Okay."
Yeah, like I said, she's awesome. I have to give huge props. Got to meet Ophelia, and
Yeah?
she is absolutely incredible. Such an amazing person, and it was so great to finally say hello. Got to chat with her a lot both days, and we were kind of wondering, like we had to talk about the name if it was Frog UFO or Frogofu, but Bree, who does some of those incredible drawings of the LPW roster, she is awesome. Got to say hello to her, and it was so incredible meeting her. And she made me a little Grain Maker bracelet. She made Zach a little Quizplex bracelet, and it's like she's very rad. So just huge props to them for being like super cool people and getting to say hi to them finally.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, Philly is the best. Just in the comments, she rules. What kind of milk? What kind of milk does Spencer have in his fridge? Is he a 2% guy? Skim, whole, oat milk, almond
I don't
milk?
remember seeing any, but there was chocolate milk in there last night.
All right, that checks out. That checks out. Spencer would be a chocolate milk guy. I love that.
That was TJ's.
Oh, it's TJ's chocolate milk. All right.
I was just commenting on the milk situation.
Oh, there was just a milk in there. Okay.
One lone carton of milk. That's it. That's all.
One lone carton of milk, and
Yeah.
it's TJ Cannon's. All right.
Yes.
Don't drink TJ Cannon's milk. Just saying.
Also, yeah, got to talk to Dustin as well. I should not. Dustin was incredible. Got to talk a lot with him about wrestling, and especially wrestling in Winnipeg and the prairies. So, Dustin was fucking rad. Like, such a great guy. I don't think I can say enough good things about him. Like, super friendly, made me feel very comfortable there. Like, just top notch. All I can say about like a Love Wrestling show is like you're gonna go and you're gonna walk out with like a half dozen new friends because everybody at the show just fucking rules. They're just the friendliest people. Love Wrestling. Like, the staff there is great. If you're like considering going to a show, like maybe you don't have friends or whatever, you'll be made to feel so welcome and comfortable there that it'll be like you're a wily veteran of going to wrestling shows. So definitely go check it out.
Hell yeah. No, I know we talk about it all the time, and I don't just say it because I work here, but that's one of the big things that Spencer's always said is like he wants to have a welcoming environment backstage, wants to have a welcoming environment with the crowd. Like, so they do a good job there. Everyone getting matching tattoos.
We did.
Did you really?
We all got butterflies on our upper hip.
That'll be for the OnlyFans, the Love Wrestling OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that can go on Patreon. Maybe it could. It probably could. You probably could put that on Patreon.
You could do that on Patreon. Come on. We're gonna test the limits.
We're gonna fully expose you.
Yeah. So to be fully exposed on For Exposure, go to Patreon /Love Wrestling and see the incredible butterfly tattoos on our upper hips. Maybe we're wearing something seductive. I don't know. Maybe we're not.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we're just pulling down the belt or the pants a little bit.
Yeah, the little check it out, the flash.
Yeah.
I got you. I know what that's all about. My goodness. Well, anyway, I'm sure you have more stories, so feel free to drop those at any time.
Well, yeah, we can just chat about the card and I'll interject as we go.
Yeah, that's what I figured. We'd get into this bad boy. Like I said, while you were checking out Spencer's toilet paper, it was LPW 19. Sorry. I just do things.
You gotta give people
do things that pop me. I just do things that pop me, and for some reason that made my whole day. The rest of the day can only go down from there. LPW 19, like I said, Speedball Strikes First.
Yes,
I was super pumped for this card. I know you were super pumped for this card. We were all just like couldn't wait, and in a lot of ways, sometimes you get really hyped up about a show and then it does not deliver. This was not one of those cases. And again, I preface this and tell you that if it wasn't a good show, I would tell you it wasn't a good show.
Yes.
Not just because my boss is the one that runs the show. This was a fantastic card from top to bottom. There were some things I loved, some things I didn't like. But overall, I had like an amazing time. And it started off hot. Son of Irish, Travis Williams, the professional, the LPW Challenge Championship match. Now,
yes.
All I'm going to say is I could watch these two wrestle all day, every day, twice on Sunday.
Hell yeah.
We have a tendency here at LPW to give you a banger out the gate. That's what we did. I'm shocked. Though. And if you want to catch this show, it's up right now on Twitch at Love Wrestling CA on Twitch. Yep. Go check it out. It's up. It's ready to go. It's right there. Travis Williams, new LPW Challenge Champion. I'm shocked only because we had just talked last week on the preview show about how Son of Irish has been on an absolute tear, how we need to start talking to him about him in the light of like the Zoe Saggers, the Grand Championships, like one of the top guys, gals, pals in LPW, and then he slipped up, he got caught.
You know what? I think it's a case of on this night the better wrestler won, but without a doubt, all that talk about, considering Son of Irish up there with the upper echelon, the Zoe Sagers, the top of the card, I think he stays exactly in that spot. He has not lost anything coming out of this match.
No.
And if anything, he's still right up there challenging for those championships because he's constantly proved month after month his matches deliver. He's an incredible wrestler. He's part of the main event without a doubt. One of the every show he has one of the best matches on the card, guaranteed.
Yes.
So I fully expect that to continue going into LPW 20. And I'm not sure what's going on with him, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him in another high profile match.
That's what I was gonna say. I would think, especially based on how he lost it, because he didn't lose it in like Travis Williams didn't run him over by any stretch. Those two had like an absolute clinic out there.
Yeah.
I would imagine that his resume alone, you could see maybe him get a chance at the Grand Championship point in the next few shows. Maybe he goes back after a challenge championship. I am, all things considered, like as much as we really loved the Son of Irish challenge championship reign, I'm super intrigued by Travis Williams having it. Like I can't wait to see what he does. That guy, for my money, is one of the best to do it. So what a good way to start.
If I could compare his run, it was almost like the Orange Cassidy international title run, because like he's having these matches, you think every week this is going to be the week, and then overcomes all odds, puts on a fucking incredible match and wins, and then by the time of it you're like, yeah, he's the real deal. And then you're actively rooting for him every time. So that when he does win, it's like that sucks, but it doesn't mean that he is, it hasn't put a damper on him at all or taken him down, like, he loses, he drops down at all. If anything, it raises his stock. So Son of Irish is the real deal. And
in a lot of ways, he put I don't want to discredit TFA or Mitch Clark, who held it before him. They did an awesome job with it, but I think I think Son of Irish really showed what this championship could really mean, the potential it could reach. Because Spencer was throwing the gauntlet at him every month, just like, here, take on GG Ray, here. He just, here, you know what I mean? Just take on all these banger matchups.
And
good on Travis Williams, Son of Irish. I'm excited to see what's next for him.
I just want to say Travis Williams had a hell of a match. He was right there putting on a clinic, and for everything he did, Son of Irish was right there. But Travis is you've heard us talk about him before. He is one of the top wrestlers in North America right now. And having him as the challenge champ, if it's not going to be Son of Irish, Travis Williams is, an incredible, this is going to be an incredible opportunity for him. And I'm fully expecting him to deliver just like Son of Irish did.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Excuse me.
No problem.
So I'm trying to pull up the card because I'm trying to remember who's next. You were there. there. Who's next?
Was it the Reds
was it?
versus 7 tag match?
I believe so.
Yes.
I believe so. You could be currently cuddling with a guy that wrestled in that match, but you're being soft right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I got it right here. Yep. It was. I got it right here now. Okay. Yep. So then we had the grudge match, the bad blood, whatever you want to call that thing, the Rads and 7.
Yes.
No love lost between Rich King, Larry Woods, TJ, and Mars. I gotta say, this match, I didn't like how it ended. I'm not happy with the non-finish. I mean, I am happy with how we're going now. I guess we get to see Ben Omen and Thaddeus Archer ultimately, because it ended in a no contest. I thought it was a good matchup to that point. But we're gonna get, what is it? Any combination of the Rads, any combination of 7 plus Ben Omen and Thaddeus Archer, loser leaves LPW.
Yeah.
That right there, like, I don't want to discredit their match. I thought the match was great. That right there has me going, I can't envision LPW without either Judge Ben Omen or Thaddeus Archer in the mix.
So, I mean, maybe that is the stipulation needed just to kind of, quell everything and finally get both of these groups moving on to, like, different things, because they have been at each other's necks for months on end. It is constantly going on. And I mean, you see Thaddeus, they're getting involved, and it's Thaddeus does something, Ben retaliates, Ben will say something, Thaddeus gets upset. So it's constant.
And then Spencer screams and yells.
Yes.
What's that like, by the way, in person?
By the end of the night, he was just writing notes because he had yelled so much last night
that he couldn't yell anymore.
Yeah, so he's just leaving sticky notes everywhere.
Because I mean, I've been yelled at Spencer too in his office when we overspend on beards, but I can't imagine what it's like in person.
Yeah,
usually. I
don't want to get yelled by him.
So yeah, like I said, I would love to be like this match, because for me, and it wasn't. I was hoping for, based on what I wrote, I was hoping for a clear defined winner, because I thought the winner of this matchup would elevate themselves to the tag title scene and get another shot. But apparently, these two can't get along long enough, and that's not important right now. So they're going to settle this once and for all at LPW 20, I would imagine. Yes. So I can't wait for that. I think
it's at LPW 20, but nothing is for certain. But
yeah, nothing's ever for certain. But yes, I agree. I think that I'm still trying to wrap my head around not having one of these two managers in this promotion. So yeah.
It'll feel weird. I'll say that.
But that's definitely how bad it's gotten, and how much Spencer has yelled and screamed, and he's sick of it. He's done. Okay. All right.
I think Spencer's awake now, so maybe he'll join us on the show. He'll just stroll by.
He's just like, "What's up, guys?" He's like still in his robe.
He liked one of my tweets, so I think he's up. Hi, Spencer.
Spencer! Come on in. All right. I believe what was next, and I should know this, because I watched it. Was it Jared Rogers? Yeah, your boy. Yeah. Tell me about meeting Jared Rogers.
That
was the greatest picture I've seen on the internet all week.
Even just meeting him, such a veteran, solid handshake, just great guy to chat with. We got to talk, and honestly, it was so awesome meeting the guy. First thing I did was dude, I hope you weren't offended by that at all. It was totally out of love. And he's like, "No, man, I know, that's totally cool with it." We chatted for I'd say a solid 45 minutes. And even then later that night, he was everyone was kicking my ass at Smash Brothers, including him. So just a great guy to chat with. We talked about all kinds of wrestling, training, content creating, all of that stuff. He had his little cheering section out there. There was a solid 10 people there on the Thursday show.
And he
Everyone-
always has a group in the Twitch chat too. Like he's over.
I picked up my Jared Rogers shirt last night.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Should have had you mule me some stuff. I didn't think
Like-
about that either.
I'm walking out of that show with 4 T-shirts. That is like ludicrous.
You're gonna have to check a bag on the way back.
There's gonna be some strategic like packing tomorrow.
You're gonna show up with 4 shirts on and be like, I'm just trying to avoid the bag fee.
Yeah.
So he took on El Asesino, the veteran of this matchup, even though the wily veteran took it on. He got himself another big win. He's stacking those wins, and El Asesino wasn't happy about it. Beat his ass at the end. And then we get Son of Irish coming out to make the save.
Yeah, so the post match is why. I mean, you had mentioned maybe Son of Irish challenging Zoe down the road, but I think his hands might be full with El Asesino right now, and just after he stood up for Jared Rogers there. So I think we're going to see something from those two.
I got a little twinge when I was like, "Ooh, Son of Irish, Jared Rogers tag team division." Like, yeah, sign me up for that if that's a possibility. I was
Irish veterans,
the Irish veterans, yes,
yeah,
the son of Wiley,
the Wiley sons,
yes. Please give me all of that. Blair with the dynamite names. Spencer, if you're in the other room and you can hear this. Blair's dropping gold.
It's like that Birdman GIF was like,
yeah. Okay, try to move along here.
It's going to be an hour just of talking about the show, and we'll get like 3/4 of the way in.
Yes. Was it? It was the Scramble Championship, right? Yeah, the Scramble Championship with Jack Pride. The man of 2 minds, taking on. Now I have the original graphic.
So he took on.
It was Dean Richter, Wolf Boy, and Riley
Cruz.
There was some. Eli Surge had a personal matter, so couldn't make it. And
subject to change.
Sean Moore wasn't available either.
So
we did, but.
I got right off the bat. I got to give huge props to Riley Cruz for being able to make the show, and I mean, I think he's someone to watch for, especially in Canadian wrestling. I mean, he's only had a handful of matches, but I thought he was still very good, and there's gonna be big things coming from him. So definitely watch for him.
Oh heck yeah! No, I liked his vibe. I liked his style. I don't know much about Dean or Wolf Boy, but I enjoyed what they did. I'm kind of intrigued now and need to watch more.
Dean is a solid veteran. Like he knows stuff. He's good technically. Like he, in all aspects, like no joke, is a solid wily veteran. Like legit, no joke. He is one, and he's someone that he knows the ins and outs. Someone to watch for. Like you can never count him out. So in a match like that, it very easily could have gone his way. But Wolf Boy, Will Mantra, I think that's the name, Wolf Boy, and Riley Cruz, Jack Pride. So we all saw the finish, a solid Jack getting the cover, very well done.
Jack Pride and still, baby, and still your Scramble Championship for my money. And I'm not saying this lightly. Jack Pride, I love everything about what he does. I love his look, I love his vibe, I love his style. He's amazing. So he knows that. I've told him. I've gushed over it when I had him on Beards. I was like, I just think you're fantastic.
Yeah, he is. He's a great guy,
so
great
good.
to chat with,
so
solid
good.
in the ring.
So good.
So he has a
Did you get to chat with Jack or Pride? Which one, or did you get a little bit of both when you talked to him?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Yeah, so he was super nice to you, but then wanted to punch you in the face too. So you were kind of scared, kind of not. I get that.
Chatting with him, I was scared. I was going to get just knocked out.
You're not sure when the switch is going to flip, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
And it wasn't even like a heated discussion. We were talking. I'm like, I hope Pride doesn't come and just boom,
right? Just like you didn't like what I said about that.
So,
oh man. That's funny. I would be scared too. Okay, so then all right, let me make sure I got this correct. Okay, I think we went to intermission and now we're just with the last 3 matches. Yes. We went to intermission. Blair was all over that intermission. He's a stud.
I was like, it was never mind the summer of George. It was the intermission of Blair.
Well, I absolutely lied. I absolutely just lied there. By the way,
What?
It was an intermission. We had TY and Reed because then we had the 3 big matches at the end. So TY Jackson, Reed Matthews. If TY wins, the Rads get a title shot.
Yes.
I gotta say, I have been, even though we beefed for a while and we had our issues, I've always been a very big TY Jackson guy. Like you can ask Spencer, like when this first started at LPW 1, I said, I'm a TY guy. Like that's my guy. Like I just really enjoyed what he does in a wrestling ring. That said, following his career for the last couple of years, this is the most motivated and like just focused TY Jackson like I've ever seen.
Yes.
He was on another level. He would not let, I don't know the word I'm looking for. He would not give up. He was not like Reed Matthews is the thickness for a reason. He's a badass. Yes. He's a monster. Zoe got involved in this matchup as well. So it was kind of nice to see Zoe, helping Reed out a little bit for once because she doesn't want to see it because even she knows that this is the most motivated TY Jackson. This is the most motivated maybe the Rads have ever been trying to get this ship settled. TY is so good. TY for my money, another one of those guys that like if I'm surprised he's not booked everywhere. But
you know what? Reed watching him is another level in the ring because like he is the thickness, but the dude is so quick, so powerful. He is a force in wrestling. So between him, that match, TY, like you watch the match and you see TY's, he's trying stuff, Reed counters it. But TY finds ways to work around those counters. So that's how like technically sound TY is, instead of just crumpling because of the counter, like he finds a way around it, gets the advantage, gets the win. That was a massive win for TY. And then the Rads getting a future title shot against Zoe Sagers, so
which we'll talk about later. But in the building, what was that pop like because everybody's firmly behind TY. Has a section. You talked about Jared Rogers. TY has the crowd right now, fully behind him. He gets the win.
TY is the people's champ without a doubt. The guy is fucking over.
Oh yeah. So like this match ruled. TY, he gets the victory. Rads get the title shot. We moved on past the intermission. First match out of the intermission was my girl, my friend, TFA, the third beard of Between Two Beards, and Stephen Crow versus Paralera for the tag team titles. Now, earlier when I said there were some things I liked, there were some things I didn't like. I didn't like this. I was mad. They jumped my guys. They jumped my team. Paralera, like I get it. Why are you jumping TFA and Stephen Crow? Why are you doing that? Leave him alone. I was like, what the heck? Because
no, go ahead. I gotta blow my notes. Okay.
Listen, I don't have a current feud in LPW, but Barat and Sheik Shabazz. Come on.
Hey, Sheiky Baby had his cheering section too.
He did. I obviously I'm saying that in jest. You do what you have to do. You know what you're getting into when you wrestle a team like Paralera. They're going to look for every advantage possible to stay champions, and you can't really knock them. You do what you got to do to win. I just thought this match was good. It could have been a ton better if Ride or Die hadn't came in limping because they got jumped.
Yeah. And I mean, even the ending, I mean, very questionable. Sure, Sheik bumped into the ref, but for it to get called, like for Ride or Die to get the win on disqualification.
Right.
Glad they got the win, but like that one's a tough swallow because everything is ref's discretion, Yeah. So maybe the ref thought that was just a little too like it could have been avoided. Maybe if it happened, 5 minutes earlier, it's something that the ref looks over. But
Yeah, it was
It,
like
it, that was a tough pill to swallow.
it felt like it was right on that line of like you could go either way with it, and maybe he just felt it was too, like you said, just slightly over. But I would have loved to have seen them go to a definitive finish, but that I would like to see more Paralera ride or die. So maybe we'll get a rematch of some sorts, maybe because this tag team division now, like based on what happened last night, we talked about it Sunday with Boris, was like this is one of the best tag divisions in wrestling. And I thought we would see some clear paths to some decisions, but we got the no contest with the Rads and 7. We had this funky finish with Paralera ride or die. So there's still a lot up in the air right now on like who's jockeying for where. So I pitched it on the Twitch stream. Get all 4 of these teams in a steel cage, Spence. Let's get it booked. Just let them fight it out.
And then you couple that with, you had Reloaded debuting a few months ago. So they're going to be looking for more opportunities. You have, you still have other tag teams in the division that, maybe they want a shot. So I don't know, man. Like, I think there's business isn't settled between the Clandestine and Paralera, but there's also other teams knocking on the door. So once this gets settled and we figure out who, we get a definitive winner, that's when you're going to see the floodgates open and a whole whack of more challengers are going to be coming out for what easily could be the greatest tag belts in independent wrestling in Canada right now. So
hell yeah. But that's what I said. I would have loved to have seen, because I ride or die with TFA. That's just here. That's my girl. So we keep on chugging. Here we are now. Strap in because we got the 2 big matches left.
So first off, we can just straight off say that if you haven't watched it, banger alert.
Banger alert. Woo, woo, woo.
Banger alert.
Woo. My God. I am sitting at home. I'm not there. So I might let you take the wheel. I can tell you how I felt just sitting at home watching this match. It was Zoe Sager, your grand champion, taking on the debuting Judas Icarus. And it did not in any way, shape, or form disappoint. And this, again, disclaimer, this is not one of the best. This isn't because we work here. This is one of the best wrestling matches I think we've seen all year across any independent promotion for sure.
Put it this way. I was watching on the upper level, like near the setup, like the technical stuff. When it was time for this match, I had to excuse myself and I had to walk down. I walked down to floor level and just stood against the wall, and there was people lining the walls. You had all wrestlers from the back out there watching it. It's not just because it's, we're here doing streaming on Love Wrestling. No matter where, if this match was going on between Judas Icarus and Zoe Sager, I'm getting as close as I can to watch this match because you have 2 of the best wrestlers on the independent scene right now going toe-to-toe, hold for hold, move for move, and put on a fucking amazing match. I walked out of that match thinking I just saw this was one of the greatest matches I've seen live. And like, it is up there. There's a small list of matches that I've been very fortunate enough to see in person. And this is one of them because what a fucking magical match.
Dude, they were hitting on all cylinders. Like, and I know we've talked in the past, and you're starting to see a little bit more of Zoe. Kind of, they're figuring out a way to like still have Reed be involved, but not as involved. Like, you're starting to see that like she's not just a champion because she's got an insurance policy who's helping her win. She can go toe to fucking toe with anyone, and she did that last night. And she got the win, and sure, she got the win she hit Icarus with the belt to finish it off. But if you, again, from bell to that, it's like a clinic was had. Like those 2 toe for toe. You could tell Judas was fired up on his debut. He was here to make a show. And please come back, Judas Icarus. Please book him again. Fantastic human being, fantastic wrestler. Zoe and him. Like, it just was back and forth. And every time he thought he had her, she kicked out. Mm-hmm. And even when I thought she was done, I was like, there's no way she's kicking out of that. Like, towards the end, he did that, like, I don't even remember called? Like, it was like a power bomb thing, and like, oh, like after like driving his knee into her, I was like, she's done. It's over. I wouldn't get up after that. And she did, and she's still your champion. And if you don't know Zoe Sager, get to know Zoe Sager. She's fantastic. She's gonna get signed somewhere.
Yeah,
make up millions and millions of dollars. She's that good.
Yeah, 100%. She was incredible. Judas, amazing opportunity for him. Great showing. It just wasn't in the cards, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, Judas is still up there. I think you'll see him challenge again for some gold here in LPW. And I'm just, I was at a loss for words after watching this. I did not think anything was going to eclipse that match. And I mean, I before we move on to the next one, I mean, you had on the show, you had Judas Icarus, you have Travis Williams, Sinner and Saint.
Mm-hmm.
They're here in LPW. Later in October, they're facing off with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah. By the way,
they've got a trios match where they're going to be facing off against Ultimo Dragon. So, like, these guys are the real deal. So hop on board.
I don't know if he could do it. I don't know if they could make it happen. But Travis Williams versus Judas Icarus for that challenge championship.
Oh, I don't think we see that happen anytime soon. But
I would love. I mean, at some point that would be awesome. I don't know. I don't have any inside information on anything. Full disclosure, Spencer does not give me any spoilers or any, like, he just lets me just watch the show and find out like everybody else. And I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
But no joke, hands down, this match was fantastic. That might have been one of the, if not the best matches in LPW history. I'm just throwing it out there. It's definitely on a short list for me.
Yeah.
Like, recency biased, whatever you want to, that thing. I was sitting there last night and I was like, when professional wrestling is good, God damn, is it good? My God.
Talk about a great problem to have. After that match ends, you're like, holy shit, this is a match of the night. And then you still have the main event to come between Mike Bailey and between Speedball Mike Bailey and Michael Richards Blay.
Right. But you also, before that happened, you had the Rads come out.
Yes.
So we didn't even get to celebrate. The Rads come out. It's TY, it's Larry, and Rich. And Rich during this whole segment was life for me. He was just, everybody needs a friend like Rich King who's just pumping you up. Yeah. But basically, they called their shot. They said, won the contract.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to cash this contract in at LPW 20. They open up the contract. It's already signed.
Yep.
Blair, who signed it?
Lumberjack Larry Woods. Look,
what?
Larry has had a rough go lately,
and
he's getting down on himself. And I mean, this is something he needs. He needs this opportunity. He needs this win. And I think, it's a huge opportunity for him. And I mean, Zoe is incredible. Larry is great. After everything Larry's had to deal with and gone through, like, you really want to see him succeed at this. You want to see him he's taking this opportunity, and I want to see him take the ball and run with it.
Well, and that's what he said. He said he needs it. He wants it. I could tell that there was a little TY, for his credit, held his composure.
Yeah.
He looked frustrated at first. Rich and Ben were frustrated with Larry at first, but Larry was able to, at least for now, explain it. And TY gave him his blessing and said, I don't care what you got to do. You're my brother. Take the title off of her next month. Very interesting. I knew that wrinkle was going to be something when it said the Rads get a shot. And I was like, they would be crazy to not give it to TY because he's earned it. But maybe they'll freebird that thing. Like TY himself has said, one Rad wins it, we all win it. We're all on the same team.
Has there ever been a singles title that's been freebirded? Because even if there hasn't, I think that'd be incredible.
I don't know, but I did pitch that idea to Spencer, and he said that the tag titles, that's fine. He'd have to have a discussion about the Grand Championship if the Rads ended up trying to freebird it. Our guy, Big Bad Boris, the Audible Chocolate, says he sounds like he swallowed 10 frogs, but what a night. You killed it, my friend. You and Veda absolutely slayed. I wasn't joking when I said that was a dream commentary team for me. Boris is the man.
Fuck, Boris is such a jam up guy. Like such a solid dude. Like
I love me some Boris.
Like I gotta pump his tires. Such a great guy, and like I appreciate him giving me the opportunity to join him to chat with that match, or to join him on commentary for the match on the Clandestine Society show. So I mean, thank you to him. Such a great guy, solid dude.
Oh,
jam up guy.
Boris is the man.
Yeah,
he's the best. You're the best. He is simply best. Anything I ever need, Boris has always got me. Okay. Like you said, we just had probably one of the greatest matches in LPW history, only to follow that up with Speedball Mike Bailey.
We followed it up with one of the greatest matches in
LPW history.
Like
now, again, when this was first announced, we all were pumped. We're all huge Speedball Mike Bailey fans, so getting him into LPW was a huge deal for all of us. And this match did not disappoint in the slightest. This was a matchup of like MRB is like he's like he's not the whole scene in Western Canada. But he is like one of the pillars. He's one of the people that like he's on the short list. He's the guy that helps hold this scene up. And then you got Speedball Mike Bailey. We all know Speedball's accolades. We all know his credentials. It's like, okay, Speedball's coming into our house.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to show out. And did he ever?
You had one of Western Canada's best against one of Eastern Canada's best.
Yeah.
And like, you know how a match will get announced and you're like, yeah, this match is going to bang. Like, it's going to be a great match. I think everybody had that vibe going into this match, and then coming out of it, it still delivered more than that.
Yeah.
Like, it reached all levels of expectations and exceeded them. How many times can you say that when it's like when you go to a live match, you know?
Yeah, I didn't expect them to do a tour of the rec room. They went all out. They were all over that place. Like
they were right past me. Like they did the tour, seeing some of those moves. I mean,
the back, like yeah, I would have been. I'm like, hi.
Like this match, it was vicious. Like Speedball doing the double knees on the apron. Huge. Like, oh, did that garner a reaction? And like when you watch it, if you go back and watch it, and you'll see this match, and you'll notice like they were going almost move for move against each other, you know, like sequence for sequence, trying to one up each other. And like this match was vicious, hard hitting, just an incredible match. The story these two had in the ring, unbelievable.
Yeah, it even got to the point in some of these matches, and Speedball. I mean, he's known to do this, but he had to resort to like, he had to start getting kind of shitty, kind of like, you know, because like he just couldn't keep MRB down. And so like he's using some dirty tactics, messing around, trying to get that big win over MRB, because you know there was a lot on the line here. Like I said, it's like it's MRB, Western Canada, the lesser known guy to an extent, Mike Bailey, the big fish, you know, right now, the hottest name in independent wrestling. Yeah. MRB just didn't want to lose this one. He didn't want to go home, and he didn't. He tapped out Speedball. And if you're listening to this and you're like, he tapped out Speedball, and your eyes popped up like mine, go watch the match. It was crazy. I was sitting there like, oh shit. Like, we all know how good MRB is. Like, trust me. This was one of those matches that I picked him to win in my written preview because I wanted to see him put the team on his back, but it was also one of those, he just came out looking like $1 million in defeat. Like we've seen, you know, once a million times over in independence, when the bigger name takes on its lesser name, you know, gets the handshake of approval, even though he still lost. I thought maybe you'd go that route, but no, he tapped him out. He found that fifth gear, whatever you want to call it, whatever cliche you want to use, and he pulled it out, and goddamn, what a way to end it.
I mean, yeah, he tapped him out, used the dungeon lock, which was gifted by Tyson Kidd. So, I mean, you know, just I cannot say enough good things about this. Both guys, incredible. Just such a great match. I implore you, if you have not yet, go check out this match. You will not be disappointed. This match will be on your list of matches of the year, without a doubt. That's how good it is.
Yeah. So. Omar in the house saying, "What up to Love Wrestling Crew? Why am I protecting Love Wrestling? You are part of the crew. You're right. Awesome.
Yeah,
things.
You are.
I love He just did something about RJ City, and it was awesome. He said, speaking of LPW, was so good yesterday, 30 to 50 some odd concurrent. Yeah, we had a lot of people in the chat, everybody in the Twitch chat that was hanging out. I was trying to.
The building was sold out. Building was sold out.
Hell yeah, sure. Absolutely, it was. That was LPW 19. What a show. What a fun time. Blair had a blast. You can tell. We're not going to keep Blair super long after this. Don't mind, but do you have any tidbits? I do want to run down the Warrior card that I'm going to be at. We don't have to get super deep into it, but I'm there, so I want to talk about it a little bit before we go.
We can do some quick tidbits. I got a few, and then we'll go over the Warrior Wrestling card. How's that sound?
That sounds perfect. Then we'll get you out of here so you can rummage through Spencer's stuff.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. God damn it.
I'm just bad influence on you.
Damn it, Pluggo.
Damn it.
So, kicking off things, I got a couple for you. Pro Wrestling Eve is doing a She-1 tournament as opposed to the G1.
Yes.
So that is October 8th. The 16 women announced so far. You got Maya Yukihi, Charlie Morgan, Jetta, Alex Windsor, Casey Sapphire, Reed, Nina Samuels, Chantel Jordan, Millie McKenzie, Emerson Jane, and Aaliyah James. A couple familiar names in there, but it still should be a great time. We have Leon Slater, who has been tearing it up in GCW. He was actually announced for part of Impact Wrestling's UK Invasion Tour, so a huge opportunity for him. So that's taking place end of October. We have there's a Defy show next weekend in Yakima, Washington, I'm going to say it is. And I'm sure we'll preview the card next week, but one of the main matches on here, well, there's 2 matches I'll run through, 3 matches. We'll preview it next week. Vikingo versus Swerve Strickland, huge match. Ultimo Dragon, Nick Wayne, and Cody Chun taking on Sovereign, which is Evan Rivers, Judas Icarus, Travis Williams, and Masato Tanaka versus Brian Keith. Fuck yeah.
Yes, dude, that's going to be awesome. Next week's going to be big.
Yeah. OTT over in Europe, they have a show end of the month in Dublin, and 2 matches announced are Kenta versus Luke Jacobs and John Moxley versus Trent Seven. So Mox trying to make do on those missed OTT dates from a few years ago.
Yeah, well, let's hope he's healthy enough to make those dates. I know he just had some. I think it was reported he has a concussion. I don't want to speculate on what happened to him, but yeah. And the next week's gonna be huge. Like Wrestling Revolver's got some big stuff next week. Like next week's a big week.
Next week, expect a lot of previews. I'll say
yes, a lot of previews, and we're gonna and I got a big week. I'll be at Fastlane.
Yep.
And I'm going to Friday night, which we'll run through it real quick because I always go when in town. Warrior Wrestling is having they're back in South Bend, my home city. It was supposed to be Eddie Kingston versus Brian Keith. Eddie Kingston dropped out due to injuries concerns, and he's got more on his plate now that he's a double champ. So we're getting Mike Santana versus Brian Keith instead.
That's solid.
I was like, you know what? I was disappointed I get to see Eddie in person. Santana, I'll take that. We got Casey Navarro versus Encore Moore. I'm not sure a whole lot about Encore Moore, but I'm excited to see it. That's usually how this works. I go there and I'm like, oh shit, that guy's going to be that guy. I'll keep my eye on that. With Sky Blue taking on Trevor Outlaw. I hope Sky Blue just wipes the floor with Trevor Outlaw. He's so mean. I met the crew, the Frank the Crown crew, and they were just so mean.
Yeah.
Don't be mean that Trevor. Yeah, they were just, and then Kenosha to Storm Grayson. We talked about that when this match was announced. Storm Grayson is one of those, if you haven't seen him yet, please do. He's very good, and we all know what Takeshita can do. We got Coda Hernandez versus Sabian Gage. Now, these two have wrestled at pre-Warriors events as a tag team. They've done really well together, but they're going to fight each other here, so I'm interested to see how that goes. Punk Rock Jordan Cross, who I'm a huge fan of, versus Jack Vaughn. That's going to be a good one, kind of like your punk rock indie guy versus the guy who's trying to bring wrestling back to its roots and can't stand the super indie stuff. And Rachel Armstrong versus Missa Kate. I am super pumped for that. Rachel Armstrong's one of those up-and-comers in the independent scene, and we all know what Missa Kate has done on NWA and across the Indies herself. So I will be in South Bend because I live in South Bend for that show Friday night. If you're at Warrior, if you're watching, come say hi.
Yeah.
I'll probably wear this hoodie so people can be like, oh, it's that guy.
Go get a huggo from Pluggo.
Yeah, go get a huggo, fist bump, whatever you want. I'm gonna be there. I always have a good time. The arena that they run that show in is fantastic. So yeah, please come. So that's what we would have probably fit more in today, but since Blair was there, there was a lot more to talk about in terms of I had to pick his brain on the back end of things. Next week is a big week, so we'll do our normal time and we'll preview some things. We'll review.
I'm sure you will give us the synopsis of Warrior Wrestling, the in-person review. Yeah. And we'll get you checked out for the upcoming shows because GCW's got some next weekend.
Like I said, Wrestling Revolver next weekend has their usual main show, but then they're also doing the Women's Grand Prix, not mistake. So that's going to be cool. Like I'm psyched for that. Yes. So yeah, next weekend we'll dive into a lot more across the world of independent wrestling. But when LPW happens, that is the focus here on For Exposure, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, and I think leading into LPW 20, I think we'll do another preview episode again because that was a lot of fun, So stay tuned for that closer to the event.
And Boris said he was down, and we had TY pop in for it, so maybe we'll do some more stuff like that. The boss gave us the green light to have an extra show every month. So
truck, yeah.
Thanks, Spencer.
Thanks, Benny. So,
like, what if he just popped up and was like, "You're welcome"?
Yeah, slams the door.
I've been in here this whole time. I saw what you did to my toilet paper.
Damn it, Blair. You son of a.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Okay, so for myself, first off, thank you for joining us. And you can find us here every week. My schedule's off even just an hour, so I mean, like, it's it's tough.
To say, you're 2 hours away right now, not the usual one.
So find
I'm surprised you made it.
Oh, me too. Don't worry. It was tough not texting you in the middle of the night to be like, dude, you're on your own.
I would have flown solo today.
I couldn't do that to you. Big. I couldn't do that to you.
I appreciate it. I would have figured it out. It would have been all right. But no,
I don't want to keep you my best friend.
Yeah, I prefer doing this with you. But if I have to play solo to talk about what happened last night at that incredible card, so be it. But
hell yeah, Ophelia, there you are.
There she is, sexy Pacheco, big F.
Pumping your tires before. Yeah, Ophelia rules. She is.
Yeah, you missed it. Blair put you over big time, Ophelia. I told him, rightfully so, just in the chat. She's a wonderful person. He said, in person though, you're even better.
Yeah. So you can find us here every Saturday, doing this thing. Yeah, I'm too tired. I gotta stop talking. So you can find me up on all social media, Grandmaker Wrestling Podcast. So definitely watch for me there. I dropped an episode with Amina Belmont earlier this week, a bonus episode with TJ Cannon while we were sitting in the airport. This upcoming week might not be anything because I think I need just some time to get my bearings settled. So probably not an episode this week. We'll see though. Never know. All social media. And where can they find you, my good friend?
Oh my gosh. You can find me at Pluggo _ like it says there on Twitter or X or whatever it is. At Pluggo Loves Wrestling on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. What's the other one? I think I just hit 5,000 followers on the Facebook page this morning. Whoa, it was pretty cool. And then you can find me every Thursday night with JPJ on Between Two Beards right here on this very channel. You can also find me. I'm going to do a little more. I did some writing for the preview for LPW. I'm going to write a preview for Warrior and then a couple other things I got coming up. But yeah, here with you on Saturdays. You never know. I do an audio podcast now on Anchor. If you want to go check that out, go look at Pluggo on the Spotify or Anchor for podcasters. The link's in my Twitter. So do that. Yeah. I'm doing a lot. I'm trying to be like you, Blair. I'm trying to be the best.
I do too much.
You do too much?
Yeah. I have ideas that I have ideas that I'd love to do, but I have so much on the plate already. It's I can't. But
I'm the same way. That's why, like lately, I'm just like I'm trying to push through some of these ideas instead of sitting on them. But yeah, it can get a lot, but that's all right. You do the content at your pace, man. It's your stuff. No pressure. That's why I tell people, if you want to put out 5 episodes a week, you do that. If you only want to put out once a month, do that. It's up to you. It's all up to you. You do you. Content is subjective.
So it's been a busy week. So we might have to wait a week with the podcast, but we'll be back here next Saturday. So hey. Look how angry he is.
I told you. Hey, come here.
Good morning.
Zach, I got a question. No, I told you. He's probably Zach. Oh my God, it's the boss.
And Rip.
Which one of them would be? Ask him. Which one would be the worst to wake up, Spencer or Zach?
We're going to be waiting for about half an hour.
Okay, which Pluggo wants to know which one of you would have been the worst to wake up.
Zach, did you see him last night?
I told you. Spencer would have been cool with it.
Yeah.
He might have been upset, but Zach would have stabbed you in the face.
We should have woke up Zach.
We should have.
That would have been funny. Hey, you know what we're gonna do next time? Wake up Zach.
Yes, exclusively on For Exposure. Watch a murder.
Okay.
But listen, we got to get you out of here because you got to go cuddle with Mars, the specialist.
We got to get out of here. So for my good friend Pluggo,
that's me,
and myself, this is For Exposure. You have been consensually exposed. Peace in the streets.